So I was in the middle of breakfast when I was scrolling through these, oh, mainly Reddit, but yeah, and run into this little weird title here that I see. You'd think it would be Sanctuary Onslaught, we've made it stop crashing every time you take a portal, or Sanctuary Onslaught, we are letting you keep all the items that you've earned after you've crashed while taking through a portal, or Sanctuary Onslaught, it no longer lags solid when a portal spawns and you'll lose all the rewards, or Sanctuary Onslaught, enemies actually spawn now and move around, or we no longer have them camp where they spawn because their AI is busted, as much as this game mode is, and it's been a week since we've added it, even though it's been delayed months before that. And actually there's no real new content here. There's all previous enemies, previous tile sets. Okay, I mean, you did add that snazzy little load screen there, which I'll give you credit on. It did look better than the one on DevStream, but outside that, okay. But no, this is what they give us. Okay. And the further down you go, the higher the blood pressure is going to get. So I think we're going to get mad today, Legion. I think that's what DE's goal really is, because we were apparently having too much fun. And I'm not being sarcastic when I say that, because that's virtually what their words are. So shall we? Sanctuary Onslaught is where we play by Cimaris's rules. Not that they control Cimaris or anything, but you already know by now the gist of our Khora plans. Yeah, the same chick that was also delayed yet rushed and broken either way at result. Okay, so, alright, whatever. So you got plans to fix that other issue. Good, you actually showed us how that's going to work. But we also have to do some tweaks to Onslaught. Yeah, all the things I previously said. Make it playable. If anyone's familiar with Francis, Error 37... I mean, Christ, it's just Diablo's Greater Rifts anyway. Might as well take Error 37. You can't even load the fucking game, but I digress. Here's what we're doing with Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. Our plans with this are a bit tougher to map out succinctly because the mode still needs attention to fixes. Yeah, it does. Maybe you should get to the game-breaking ones, the core gameplay loop-breaking ones especially, before you go in doing this, but hey, what do I know? We're just having too much fun. It kind of reminds me of that little, what was it you just took out? Oh yeah, raids. How you could ship that, it was really busted, but people really liked the game mode and kept playing it for some reason. Most didn't mind, for obvious, but the ones who did really liked it, and they actually found workarounds for those bugs. You know what DE's response was? We're going to take those out. Not the bugs. We're going to leave the bugs in. We're going to take the workarounds out. So they never fixed any of the real main issues. So after a while, people apparently ran out of workarounds, and DE said, screw it. I mean, you're not, we don't got a server for this. We get all this cash selling stuff. We still don't have enough money for servers, though, serious. And even when the players run it, that's still not good enough. We're just going to take the whole thing out. Saw this one on Reddit, too. When you're a game mode that sees less usage than raids, but DE gives you a bunch of fixes and temporarily removes raids anyways. Just like they temporarily removed Dark Sector for 3 years. However, some data has come back that we don't want to keep to ourselves. Oh, good, because I mean, it only took Void getting threatened, was sued and arrested to give us official drop tables, so I'm glad you're finally being forthcoming with that. That's a nice, I guess, step in the right direction. Enemy scaling is broken. If things felt too easy compared to normal gameplay, it's because they are. Of all the things you could have fixed, air quotes fixed, because this isn't broke in the first fucking place, you did this. Of all the things that people are complaining about, it's not that it's busted, that you can't load the damn thing, you're not getting anything out of it, the focus is nice for once, so you can actually earn it, or that it feels like a shooting gallery. And it feels fun and arcadey and quick. No, you're saying that's too easy. You need to make it harder. So the thing people were not complaining about yet again is what you're going to add, and you're not going to fix the things people are complaining about. You don't find that a little bizarre? But what do I know? I just play games. I'm not a dev. You know, I have no right to say anything according to some comments. Can't wait for the partners to defend this. Take a look at the way an infested charger's health behaves. This discrepancy applies to all enemies. Yeah, I got it. I'm not a simple game dev. I can actually see what's in front of me. This is a semi-complicated to fix because in a way this has led to hollow gains. Like Tenno gen? Enemies are providing significantly more affinity and thus focus, but in reality they're much weaker than they should be. Oh. Okay, this is the one that did it. That was the one that made me put down the fork and come down, and yeah. Oh my. Oh man, how far detached are you from your player base? How fucking... Any game, not just Warframe Tenno here. Any game, the main goal is to do it with as little resistance as possible. Where's the Puffin Forest dude? I watch him, he does D&D stuff. He breaks this down. The GMs want you to do one thing one way. The players see that and be like, you know, I'd rather... We're only here for the loot. So if we can avoid fighting... If we can avoid fighting the boss especially, that's the hardest one. The further in the fight we get, the weaker we are, and the more likely we're going to die. We just want the loot. We're just trying to get on to the next level here. So we're going to do everything we can to skirt the legal, legit rules to get what we want and leave with the least amount of resistance. That's all it boils down to. Any game. So what are you doing here? What problem are you trying to fix? We're having fun. I haven't heard any complaints that people are saying these enemies are too easy. It's a Dynasty Warrior fucking clone in space with guns. Instead of samurai, we're fucking ninjas in space. Congrats. Okay, now what? Heck, I even got the crossbow in the game with the name of the guy from it, so there you go. But why is this the top priority? Should it not be to get the game to load in the first place and stay the fuck on? Why is this your concern? You're having too much fun. Stop. Stop that. You're enjoying our game we've made for you. Stop doing that, please. You're not? Okay, we'll just make it harder so you automatically stop having more fun. Hollow gains. We want focus. You were supposed to give us a focus buff in December, and you decided just to quickly rip that out. Let's see if this sounds familiar to this game mode to you. It was supposed to play a buff. That every time you played a new zone, it was going to give you a buff, obviously, to earning focus. If you run, as they mention it by fucking name, so they're aware of it, Adaro, again, that's our fix to their problem, and they don't like that we have a fix, because we're not playing the game the way they want us to play it. Instead of just embracing that and rewarding us, which this mode was going to do, now they're like, oh, you're having too much fun. We don't like that you're enjoying our product. We need to find ways to make it less engaging. Oh, okay, we're going to get to the details in just a sec, but to cap off the focus buff that is still not existent, it was supposed to apply a buff that whenever you play, let's say, Extermination or Adaro or whatever, if you run it once, you get like double affinity. If you run it twice in a row, you get like 1.5, and if you run it 3 times, pretty much you don't get any buff at all. But if you do an Extermination and then a Defense and then a Survival, you keep the full buff rate. So if you just single snipe one mode, again like Adaro, and you just want the focus anyway, you're going to get it real quick and then you're done, you know, because it runs out. Or if you just play sort of semi-casually and just pick and choose whatever, you know, or just run alerts, you're just going to get it naturally anyway. So it's a passive buff to everyone to focus. Passive buff to everyone the way they planned on doing it. But right before December, the big old money maker of the year, they decide, you know what, we're going to pull that out, like shield gating. And how we're ignoring dual wielding. And we're just not going to add it. And now the same oddly specific buff is just applied to one game mode for 45 seconds a level. Okay. And now they're trying to find a way to screw with that. But, you know, and thus focus. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, carrying on. Still impact. Okay, to maintain the current difficulty of the mission type as best we can, we will have to lower enemy levels, which will impact focus gains. We absolutely intend on this mode still being a focus boon, and playtesting shows that gains are still enormous. Who's playtesting your game, DE? Can you tell me? We are? And this line here, man, is this revealing. Who playtests your game? Seriously, break it down. Who does it? We do. Not you, clearly. How could you have let a thing where the portals crash your game? Where it hangs infinitely, where the screen turns white until you reset it, or die. You don't get loot when they crash. Enemies just spawn and do nothing. Tiles do nothing. You lose through no fault of your own. How can you say you playtest? Proof you don't even play your game. It's been a long-running joke. Now it's not funny anymore because we got proof. We've had much evidence, but we have proof this patch, DE doesn't play their game anymore. If they ever did. And if, oh, okay, we're carrying on. Playtesting shows that gains are still enormous compared to normal gameplay where it's arbitrarily limited, but alright. With Adaro strategies being the exception. Yeah, like, well, I mean, it is good here, but we really don't want you to do it there. Sort of like there was a dev stream where they said they noticed that people are camping out on the beam in, I think it's a COD, and they're just shooting down. And that they mentioned, what was it, Friday on a dev stream, that it's the most popular one. And you know how long it takes them to tweak things. As you can see, it's been a week and stuff's still broken to hell. By Monday. So what work hours did they have to fix it? By Monday, the first day back after Friday and, you know, weekend off, that beam was gone and has never come back since. It took seconds for them to remove the thing people liked because it was, air quotes to them, too easy to get. But things like raids being busted, nah, we're just going to yank it out full cloth. We understand the importance of reaching Zone 8. Yeah, because you're limiting when we can get the rare drops to that. That's the only reason. That's the fastest way to get it. That's the most, and quoting Simmeris here, efficiency do you has it. And we will tweak numbers carefully to ensure that mark is still reachable. Still reachable! Not even, we're not even looking for easy to get anymore or the way it was. Carefully to ensure that mark is still reachable. So are we going to be clawing tooth and nail just to reach 8? Not even surpass it, just to see the reward dangling on a friggin' string in front of us? The almighty golden carrot, is that it? But is a mode intended to offer bite-sized arcade-style type gameplay, which it succeeded at. For all its faults, for all its many glaring faults, it actually succeeded, clearly in spite of the developers, not because of them. We are adjusting the later stages to further limit run duration. You're having too much fun. Stop having fun in our game. We don't like that. We don't want you to do that. Stop. You won't stop? We'll make you stop. You're enjoying our game too much, Tenno. We're gonna make it so run duration is decreased. So all the people who were old-timers still playing the game, God bless them, because I know it's difficult at this point, that loved Void marathon runs, and just see how long you can last in it, there you go. I mean, the difficulty in this mode is really surviving the efficiency glitches and crashes, but hey, if people are dedicated enough to relog back in, jump in the level and carry the torch on, I mean, efficiency stimuli will no longer appear past Zone 15. Yeah, because that totally helped with all the bad spawns to begin with, but yet further, why are you limiting the ability to stay? An efficiency drain reaches 10 times normal rate by Zone 20, which sounds okay until you read, instead of capping at 6. So now it's going to almost double. So if you barely scraped by before with all their shoddy spawns, or even if you did everything perfectly, good luck. Now it's going to be double difficulty. So lowering focus, doubling difficulty, increasing health and likely damage of all the enemies. Wow, this mode sounded fun. Leaderboards will be completely reset soon, because one guy bugged the hell out of the table, as we continue to fix up the issues, and they won't see our real role until we're ready. Yes, plenty of issues to fix. Not these, but, you know, whenever you can get to those, right? The hotfix notes, either today or tomorrow, will have full details. This is just a TLDR. TLDR, that enemy's scaling is broken, and difficulty changes will follow. Yes, difficulty changes. You're buffing it. You're making it harder. But this sounds a lot better, doesn't it? If you just run to the bottom, oh, what's the TLDR? Oh, enemy scaling is broken, difficult. Oh, sweet. Maybe it'll get even easier. Nope. Nope, they're making it harder. And they're lowering your focus at the same time. Isn't that great? P.S. I thought I was really good at making builds, but sometimes the scaling is simply not working. Do you like this backhanded compliment here? I thought I was really good at making builds, so maybe you did too. So if you thought you were just really good at the game, nope, you're not good at the game. The scaling is broken. This is multi-layered right here too. Don't hate me, Tenno. I play the game. I'm not like the developers. I know, that's what you're trying to say here. So, interesting. What are the responses? Maybe I'm being too harsh. But will the rewards get better? Bing, what people actually care about. If you're going to increase the difficulty, are you going to increase the drop rate? If you're going to double the difficulty and then some, and then lower our focus gains, will the rewards be any better? Are you going to take out some of the garbage loot tables because you just diluted it so much with all the other stuff? No? Okay. Like, okay, you're going to preserve difficulty up to Zone 8. Maybe. They said they're going to try, for the record. Will there be a reason provided for me to be passing Zone 8? Because otherwise this fix seems purely academic. Okay, that's a nice way to word it. Incoming oofs. Player, yay, capping my focus so easy now. D, it's a bug, not a feature. Precisely. You're doing too much. You're having too much fun. Stop. I don't mind lower enemy levels, provided we have enough spawns. Again, the issue. Some maps just have terrible spawns that affect efficiency and affinity gain. Apart from that, this isn't the only issue with this mode. The rewards still feel rather hollow. Oh, there's where your hollow comes in. Hollow gains, yeah. Back to that again. Anything else? Yeah, this gameplay mode feels like a waste of time. Focus is nice and all, but once you hit the cap, what's the point of doing this? It's mindless and not very engaging. It's not entertaining. There needs to be a special mechanic and enemies we haven't seen before that require more thought than just smash click. Thought this was going to be more strategic. Just don't make the focus income from this game mode lower. Precisely. I mean, I could keep going, but it's looking like they all agree. And this is the forums. This is the bastion of DE Defense Prime. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Reddit's probably going on fire. I just barely read this thing, and I came right here. And then mic is on, and here we is. So there you go, Legion. Good times. Good times. So if you've been wondering where the videos are, basically, I'm still working on stuff. The co-op with Mrs. and Ark is still live. We got to record more of that. Got next week's episode, which is like 20 minutes long. But in terms of Warframe, I have nothing good to say. So instead of just making a video every day saying, yeah, still broken, yeah, still broken, or yeah, still nothing new to do, I decided just not to make a video because that'd get grating after a while, and I think it would turn people off, even though it would be completely accurate. I just thought it best for you not to, like, you know, lower morale or anything. I'd rather just keep that to myself, and whenever they do something good, reward them for it. But at this point, they're not giving me any good to work with. Your game is broken, and it was delayed for months. And how can you delay and rush something at the same time? I don't know. Anyway, hey, but TennoCon's coming, guys. Fingers crossed. Maybe Umbra this year or next. But anyway, have a good day, Legion. I'm going to go back to my breakfast.